Oh my, starting to, the sun's brilliant today, but just wanted to kind of show you guys what my progress was. So, you can see my mint. When Vapul gave me this mint, it was a little thing, and now it has lasted 2 years on its own. It is quite hardy. This is the Mojito mint. As you can see, it's got a little sprig that it branched off. Got my thyme coming in nicely. I'm gonna leave him be for a minute. It's getting close to sundown, so I think I got another hour, so I'm gonna water everything once the sun goes down. Got my Genovese basil, my green onion. Gonna take him and put him over there probably. And then I got a little sprig of mint off of him, so let me see how well it germinates or grows in that side, if it does or not. And then of course, this guy is twice as tall, hello Mr. Rosemary. And as you see how bright my patio is, that's because I cut the triplets down. This is my lemongrass, had to cut it down some. It was bullying the other plants. They were, so kind of cut it down. But this is my lavender. Just cut some of the flower shoots off the top, these things. But most of this is edible. Not sure about the flowers, but I know for sure, it's lavender. So you can make tea with this or season. Or it's a good fragrance. But anyway, you see how he kind of grew in a windswept motion. That's because that's where the sun was, because of the height of these guys. I'm 5'10" and a half, so these were about 6 foot tall, which is not what they told me when I purchased them. They came in little pots like this and they grew big. Bought 4, only 3 survived. Well, said that in reverse, right? I bought 4, 3 survived, 1 did not. Clean this out, I got to do a little bit more, but I got some wood sorrel growing in here in that raised flower pot. Got to put some rich soil in there as well. Same thing here, where I've got load some soil in there. Clean out these pots and reuse them. I got some wood sorrel growing over there, and so Curly, I had to cut him down also. So it's just time. They grow fast, so they will be back soon. The last time I cut them, I thought, oh my God, they're never going to grow back, and they just grew back bigger. So it'll be fine. And as you see, it's a mess because I just trimmed them down. Anybody wants to stop by, I'm in North Florida, grab some of this lemongrass, you can. But in the meantime, if you don't know about lemongrass, it is razor sharp. I can show you some of the webs on my arms from when I was trimming it. So what I'm doing is letting it dry. So when it's green like that, it's very sharp and it will cut you, as my legs and my hands can attest. This fiddle leaf is really, look at that guy. Hey. This fiddle leaf is really starting to bud. So we took this thing, was almost dead. So as a last resort, we put it outside to see what it would do. And it started to bud out here. Well, we've got 2 leaves coming up. So add some water to it. They're finicky though, man. So the other part is, I don't know if we add this to take it back in the house, whether it's going to work or not, because it gets acclimated to one type of climate. And so over in the patio area, again, got to clean that out, but for spring. But transfer some flowers over there. I've got another big lavender bush that's doing fine over there. So it's pretty cool. And then this is my herb garden. So since the last time in the herb garden, nothing's really changed except I put more soil in both of the beds. So as you know, I put the cardboard and stuff at the bottom, and then put the mulch and then the soil. So with the rain and water, this cardboard started to break down. So I've had little valleys inside both beds. That one worse than this one, but both of them the same. So what I did is I bought 4 bags of this Jungle Grow. And this is good stuff, by the way. You can smell the manure in this bag. So it's a good, rich combination recipe, if you will. You buy this I bought it at Lowe's. So at Lowe's, matter of fact, most of the beds and stuff, the beds themselves were bought at Lowe's. So I'll say that. That tiered gardening piece that I have up there is bought at Lowe's. So most of the stuff I get from Lowe's just because it's the closest one to me. It's closer than Home Depot. And it's also, I don't know, just where I got it. So anyway, this stuff is good. It was recommended to me by a master gardener that works at my wife's office at the University of Florida IFAS office. But you can see it's 2 cubic feet. And these are not, so if you're looking to work out also, I recommend getting a couple of these bags and just tossing them around. I think they're like 30 pounds each. So there's that. And then something else I'd like to show you guys is, as you can see on the tomatoes, I have the stakes on them. Get you some Velcro zip ties. So I use these instead of regular zip ties and nylon zip ties because they actually are easier to take apart and put back together as opposed to the straps, the plastic ones, which I guess technically are nylon also, but different discussion. So let's share what I got over here. So on the front, I've got all my tomatoes. I know some folks are going to probably say they're too close together. Maybe, and if that happens, I'll move them, or I'm thinking about getting another bed anyway. But got a sweet tomato here. And then that back there is Aroma. This is a Black Krim, which is a Ukrainian tomato, right? Ukraina salvia, I think is how you say it. And then back there, I've got a Martino tomato. This is a Celebrity. This is another type of black tomato. So I don't know how similar those will be, but I'm really excited to see them when they come up. And you see I got these Velcro ties. As soon as I put them into the ground, I went ahead and staked them so that they start to grow up. So we'll see how that works. Taking along this side first. Got my cucumbers. And you see I have some buds on there. Yeah, are good. And these are my beans. So I planted these beans as seeds in this bed about 1 inch deep, or 1.5 inches deep. So they've already started to sprout and come up. So these leaves just opened today. They were closed like this earlier. So it's more or less a case where you see it work in real time. It's kind of awesome. So instead of using the tomato cages over there, what I'm doing is I'm going to take these tomato cages and I'm going to use those as trellises for the beans. And I'm going to use those straps to do that with that. This is a green bell pepper. As you can see, I got my Japanese eggplant. I really hope that it produces this year. I thought it was dead, but it isn't. But hopefully it'll produce for me. If not, then we'll just replace it, right? But hopefully it's going to produce. It's actually starting to get flowers. It didn't do that last year. So going to give it some more fertilizer and some more TLC, some more love. Come out and talk to it, give it some carbon dioxide. So we'll see what happens there. This is another sweet pepper bush. This is a pepper. It's a green pepper. You can see got a little tiny guy on there already. And then these are, I believe these are sweet. No, these are the hot peppers. And then we got some Italian eggplant here and Scotch bonnet. So I've got 2 Italian eggplants and a Scotch bonnet here. Got a green bell pepper, dull yellow bell pepper, and then some other sweet peppers. Some hot pepper. There's a jalapeno in here too somewhere. Got to find it. And then, yeah, that's what we're looking at. There's some okra. Those are the jalapenos over there. Over there. Then this is okra. Had basically replanted half of this, and I'll tell you in a minute what I was explaining over there. And then the zucchini, which has gotten twice as big as it was when I brought it home. So what was happening to me, and I don't know if you can see it from this angle because the light It shifted a bit, but if you notice the soil where the beans are, I'll zoom in, is lower than the rest of the soil around it. So what's going on is that the matter at the bottom that I use as filler just basically started to break down. So the cardboard and stuff, which is natural, right? So what we did is I got, again, that Jungle Grow. I bought 4 bags, and 3 of those bags I used between the 2 beds. I put 2 bags here and a full bag here in the herb garden behind me, and just to raise the level up. So as you can see, it brought it up about 1 inch, but it's a huge bed. So it may need more soil, but we'll see with that. But if I come over a little taller, I didn't want to cover these because since they were sprouting, so I would have put more soil on this side. I still have another unopened bag, so I may wait on that. If I don't need it, I'll use it up front because I've got some big pots out there that I could use some that I'm going to use this year finally. Probably put some tulips or something in there to go in the front yard, on the front porch. But this Jungle Grow soil is not pure Jungle Grow, so you saw that last time that I had the Stay Grow as well. But most of this is Jungle Grow, and again, I'm really pleased with the results so far. And we'll see. I'm going to add some additional Espoma in it because it needs it. And then I'm also going to add some worm castings onto the soil, kind of mix it in so that I can just basically just throw it on top and the nutrients will leach into the soil. So there was a question on Instagram that I want to address about using metal beds. So as you see, I have 2 different types of metal beds. This bed is, I don't know if it's steel or aluminum. But as you see, it is a metal bed, but as you also see, it's painted, right? So you can see that light gray color on the inside and then the dark gray color on the outside. And then if you look here, you can see that webbing, right? To where it's coated in some type of plastic. And that's on both sides. So what that does, sorry, my finger's in the way, is that helps to prevent any of the metal. Well, actually, first of all, it's weather protection, right? So it helps to protect it from the weather. As you can see, you also have this rubber gasket along the top here that goes along the entire lip. But what it does is it helps to protect from the weather, from the elements, so that it doesn't rust. Help prevent that. So that's why you paint it. That's why you actually put another coating on top of it. So that's 2 coatings that help it bear weather proofing, I guess. So the other thing about that is because of those coatings, you won't leach that into the food, into the vegetables that are in this bed. So I have, again, vegetables in this bed. I have the herbs in this bed. And so this is a galvanized steel bed, but this one has a coating on it as well that helps to prevent it from leaching any of the lead, if you will. That's the concern, right? Galvanized steel, because they use they use a zinc coating to protect it, to rust proof it. It actually can have a chemical reaction that causes it to form lead, which can get into your food. Well, number one, it depends on the quality of the galvanized steel that you're using. If you're using a cheap galvanized steel, the coating may be cheap and it may break down sooner than something that has a more expensive coating. So this is a place where I tell you not to skimp on your galvanized steel. Number one. Number two, make sure you purchase one that's coated, because that's important. You need to have a coating on it. Because again, the biggest concern externally is rust proofing, particularly here. I'm in North Florida. It rains a lot. We get 5 or 6 more days of rain here than they do in Seattle, and the rain is heavier here than it is in Seattle. I've been in both places. So what I can tell you is that you want to make sure that the bed that you get with galvanized, because again, the benefits is that it's going to last longer than wood. That's just a fact of how this is going to work, and we'll see and put that to the test. But I'm pretty confident that's going to be the case. If I was wrong, few years from now, I'll let you guys know when I'm tearing all this out and rebuilding it, as opposed to wood. But I've saw when I was doing research way too many, and I mentioned this before, people that have built out beds, wooden beds, and they were rebuilding the beds and they were using other materials because the wood had either rotted out or something of that nature. So I wanted to make sure I did that. And these weren't that expensive. I mean, yes, people say you build your own beds and wood and stuff, and I have all the tools inside. But for the price that I bought these beds for, particularly for the size of bed, it was negligible. I think I spent a little bit more here than I would have spent if I would have purchased the wood and the time to put it together and assemble and cut the wood and all that type of stuff. So I'm pleased with the purchase. I think this was a better way to go, but we'll see, right? Time will tell. But anyway, that's my gardening journey. So I hope this is helpful to you. Get out there, get your hands in the dirt, and grow your own stuff. I've been experimenting on smaller levels. So every year I've had a couple things. I've had strawberries. I've had, during COVID particularly, I bought an indoor garden that, if you will, that had the little grow light. It was hydroponic and it worked out well. But this is better. So the following year, I think 21, 22, I got my first tomato plant. Started doing that. Didn't really have a high yield, but I'm learning more. But now I'm starting to expand, and the wife talked me into, going a little bit further with it. So we got some beds this year. Really excited about the beans because it's kind of like where you're in school. I don't know how many of you were in school and you planted your bean in the styrofoam cup and all that type of stuff, but it's kind of nostalgic in that way. I did not expect them to pop up this soon. But yeah, they're already here. They're already starting to flourish. I'm gonna have to get those and put those trestles in place so that we can get those set right so they can grow properly and vine on out. And then I've got some other stuff coming. I've got scarlet kale that's coming because I want to get some salad type of stuff because that'll be the best, most optimal use for this. Of course, you can cook with, trying to get things I can cook with, trying to get things that I can use and eat, right? So what I have is I got the vegetables over here. So between the tomatoes, the peppers, not so much the eggplant, but the tomatoes and the peppers. And if I have some type of leafy green, if you will, a salad green, then that would be a good use for this, especially as trying to eat healthier and better. Oh my goodness, hold on. Sorry, I'm running my mouth and I got a little bitty. Look at that. Can you see that? Look at that. Oh man, that is cool. Anyway, and that's the other part. It's nature. So you can actually see this stuff grow. If you have kids, they can come out and they can learn where their food actually comes from, at least the leafy stuff. I don't have any chickens or any cows or anything, but this is pretty cool. That's the other part of it, is that you get to learn, keep your mind fresh. It's good exercise, get you outside. So yeah, this has been quite enjoyable, actually. Some folks at work have just discovered gardening, and I have been doing the flower stuff and the grass with all of that, but this also adds another level of complexity to the whole piece, which is why I kind of stayed away from it. But I'm enjoying it. Actually, is very meditative. I'm out here by myself typically, most times, and put my headphones in, listen to a podcast, or sometimes I forget and I'm listening to nothing at all. I'm just enjoying what's out there. So yeah, I got that. So this is going to be exciting. So anyway, thanks guys. I appreciate you for watching. Let me know if there's something in the comments. Let me know in the comments if there's something you want me to try and grow here in North Florida. I am going to get another bed, and I'm going to grow some melons. They grow well here in Florida. So I'm going to get some watermelon, maybe some honeydew, maybe a cantaloupe. Those are a little finicky, but I am going to go with the honeydew and the watermelon for sure. Maybe a couple of variety of watermelon. So I'm going to do that. They kind of need their own bed because you can't plant them in the same bed with tomatoes. They use the same nutrients. So anyway, I'll check in with you guys later and let you know what my progress looks like. Thanks.